You know we're surrounded by this secret language every single day. It's hidden in plain sight, right at the end of our file names. Well, today we're going to decode it. We're going to unlock the meaning behind all those common computer acronyms you're already using. So, you ready to crack the code?
I mean, have you ever just stared at a file and thought, what is a PDF really? Or why is this picture a JPG but that one over there is a PNG? And what's the deal with zip files? It can feel kind of random, right? But I promise you, it is absolutely not. Each one of those little acronyms, well, it tells a very specific story.
So here's the best way to think about it. Every single file format is like a digital blueprint. Seriously, it's just a set of instructions that tells your computer exactly how to read the data that's packed inside. You know, a builder can't build a house without a blueprint, right? Well, it's the same for your computer. It needs that file format to build the document or the image or the video that you actually want to see.
All right, let's start in the digital office. We're going to talk about the files we all use to get work done. I mean, these are the true workhorses of our digital filing cabinets.
Okay, first up, the mighty PDF. It actually stands for Portable Document Format. And the absolute best way to think about a PDF is as a sealed digital photograph of a document. Its whole purpose, its reason for being, is to look exactly the same no matter where you open it. A phone, a laptop, a tablet, doesn't matter. The fonts, the spacing, the images, everything is locked perfectly in place.
And these features, well, they really highlight its core strengths, don't they? Because it's so universal and it keeps that formatting perfect, it's the ideal format for final drafts. We're talking about things like contracts, resumes, official manuals, the important stuff. The bottom line is, it's built for viewing, not for editing.
Okay, so if the PDF is the finished photo, then the DOCX is the customizable blueprint. It stands for Document Extended. And that X at the end, it's actually really important. It tells you that the format is based on a much more modern, flexible structure. This is the file you live in when you're creating, when you're writing, when you're collaborating with your team.
So, what's the simplest way to remember all this? Easy. DOCX is for the process. PDF is for the final product. You write your report in a DOCX, right? You make changes, you get feedback, but then when it's perfect, when it's ready to go, you save it as a PDF to lock it all in. One's a living, breathing document, the other is a static digital snapshot. Simple as that.
All right, let's talk about the next file in our digital office, the XLS, or Excel Spreadsheet Extended. Now, this is so much more than just a grid of boxes. You got to think of it like a smart ledger. I mean, it doesn't just hold your data, it does the math for you. It can create charts, it can organize just massive amounts of information, all automatically.
And last but not least, for the Office suite, we've got the PPT. That's for PowerPoint presentation, of course. Its job is simple, but it's incredibly powerful. It's a digital slide deck. This is your go-to tool for visual storytelling. You get to combine text, images, video, whatever you need to present your ideas, one slide at a time.
Okay, we're clocking out of the office now. Let's move on to the fun stuff, the files that really bring our digital world to life. We're talking pictures, music, and video.
I mean, everyone's heard of an MP3, right? Well, it stands for MPEG-1 Audio Layer 3, and the best way to think about it is as a really smart sound shortcut. See, to make audio files way smaller, it does something genius. It cleverly removes the parts of the sound that the human ear can't really hear anyway. It's this brilliant little trick that literally changed the music industry forever.
So what about an MP4? Now this one gets a little tricky, because here's the secret. An MP4 isn't actually a video format. Nope, it's way better to think of it as a versatile shipping container. The MP4 file itself is just the box, and inside that box you can put all sorts of different things, a video stream, an audio stream, heck, even subtitles.
Let's break this down with a different analogy. Think of the MP4 as a lunchbox. Inside you've got the contents, your video and your audio. But to actually enjoy that lunch, your computer needs the recipe, and that recipe is called a codec. This is the perfect explanation for why you sometimes play a video and you see the picture but you don't hear any sound. Your player has the lunchbox, but it's missing the recipe for the audio that's packed inside.
Okay, let's dive into images, and we have to start with the most common one of all, the JPEG. It stands for Joint Photographic Experts Group. The reason it's so perfect for photos is because it makes this really smart trade-off. It slightly reduces the image quality, but it does it in ways our eyes can barely even notice, and in exchange, the file size gets much smaller. It's kind of like a photo that looks perfectly sharp as long as you don't zoom in like a detective.
Next up, the PNG, which is short for Portable Network Graphics. And my favorite analogy for this one, by far, is a digital sticker. Why? Because its superpower is transparency. You can take a PNG logo and just slap it onto any colored background, and it'll blend in perfectly. No annoying white backs around it. This is exactly why it's the absolute go-to for logos and web graphics.
And of course, we have to talk about the GIF, Graphics Interchange Format. Just think of a GIF as a simple digital flipbook. That's all it is. It just takes a series of images and plays them in a loop to create a short, silent animation. It does use a limited color palette, which is why it's so perfect for simple cartoons and, let's be honest, all the memes that run the internet, but not so great for high-quality photos.
Okay, so here's the ultimate showdown. Use a JPG for photos, where you can't afford to sacrifice a tiny bit of quality to get a nice small file. Use a PNG for logos, where you absolutely need perfect quality and that transparent background. And of course, use a GIF for those fun, simple animations. And look, knowing the difference here really matters. If you use a huge PNG for a website photo when a small JPG would do the job, you can dramatically slow down how fast that page loads for everyone.
Now, I've mentioned this word compression a few times, so let's just make it super clear. Lossy compression, that's what JPEGs and MP3s use. It permanently throws away some of the data to save space. Think of it like saving a low-resolution copy of a photo instead of the giant original. But lossless compression, what PNGs and GIFs use, is way smarter. It just finds clever ways to pack the data without actually losing anything. The perfect analogy is vacuum sealing your clothes. They take up way less space in the suitcase, but everything is still there, perfect, when you open the bag.
All right, one last category. What happens when you have a whole bunch of files you need to send someone or just store together? Well, you've got to pack them up.
And that, of course, brings us to the zip file. Now here's a fun little piece of trivia for you. Zip is not an acronym. I know, right? Its creator actually just named it zip to imply speed. And the analogy is perfect. It's a digital suitcase. It grabs a bunch of files, squishes them down to save space, and bundles them all into one single, easy-to-carry package.
Wow, we have covered a ton of ground, haven't we? We've decoded the blueprints of our digital world, so let's put it all together one last time in a final, super handy reference guide.
Okay, here it is, your ultimate cheat sheet. For Office docs, a PDF is the final photograph. A docx is the working blueprint. XLSX is your smart ledger, and a PPT is your digital slide deck. For media, an MP3 is that smart sound shortcut, and an MP4 is the versatile shipping container. For images, a JPEG is for photos, an NPNG is your digital sticker, and a GIF is that animated flipbook. And finally, to pack it all up, the zip file is your digital suitcase. Got it?
So, here's the big takeaway from all of this. After today, you're not just someone who uses these files. No, now you understand them. You get the why behind them. You know their purpose, you know their strengths, you even know a few of their secrets. You basically speak their language now.
Look, you now have the keys to the code that pretty much runs our entire digital world. So the only question left is, what are you going to create with them? Thanks for joining me to decode all this.